Hello and welcome to Dabaldguy Cooks, and I'm Dabaldguy. Just to let you know, my mic battery died, so it may sound a little echoey tonight, but that's okay. Tonight we're going to do an Eric Wings It meal. This is kind of what I do most of the time, is just come home, look around, and see what's in the house, and I make stuff. So I know I pulled chicken out this morning to thaw and put it in the fridge, so let's go take a little look around the fridge and come back and we'll have a meal concept at least in the next couple minutes, hopefully. So if you're thinking about this, just looking at sauces, we are condiment heavy in this house. So I've got a barbecue sauce, a teriyaki sauce, we've got Worcestershire, we've got sriracha sauce, there's some white wine, well, a few bottles of white wine, some garlic sauce. I think I'm going to go with teriyaki sauce. I haven't done that for a while. And let's look in the vegetable drawers down here. Okay, we've got some zucchini that are definitely need to be eaten, so we're going to be doing something with zucchini, some chopped cilantro, and some onions that have been used, or half used and not completely used. So let's get to work here. So things I'm thinking of at this point is we need to get some seasoning on the chicken. So let's get out a bowl and get the chicken sauced. And when we designed this kitchen and remodeled it, it was all around this cook stove. So this is kind of like my little heaven spot, my happy place, because everything's right where I designed it to be. All the utensils over here, the spice drawers over here, the bowls, all the pots and pans are down below. So I'm going to shake up the teriyaki sauce. Whoa. Blow out the top. A lot of sesame seeds in this. I love this teriyaki sauce. Let me shake it again here. And pour some of that onto the chicken. Let's see, I've got a lime. Let me slice a little lime. Add that to the chicken as well. So in the teriyaki sauce, there's brown sugar, soy sauce, sesame seed, sesame oil usually. Depends on the sauce. Let's see, this one is low sodium. So some good stuff there. And let's get that stirred up and seasoning. And the next thing I'm going to do is get the big pan, get that up on a medium-high heat to get going, and we will start, put the chicken to the side, and we're going to do zucchini with onions. Sauteed onions just add so much flavor, so just going to chop these in half, or into quarters, I guess. Let's see, am I going to blow? Whew. Cooking with gas. I didn't make sure that. There we go. You hear the little click, click, click. That means the gas and the ignition's coming on. About blew the kitchen up in one of the other episodes. I'm not sure which one that was. If you've watched a few of these, we set the fire alarm off occasionally. We blow the kitchen up with a little gas now and then. So just want to keep it a little exciting for you. That's why I do that. Okay, so I'm going to be doing just really thin sliced onions and get that sauteing here. So here's where we're using the don't cut your fingers off technique of fingertips curled under and using it as a guide on the knife so it doesn't cut you. So I'm going to slice up half of this onion. The pan's starting to get hot. I can feel it here. And usually kind of slow down at the end of the onion. I'm doing this really thin because then it's going to cook a little quicker. Let's get a little olive oil in the pan. You can usually see when the pan's hot by the oil is like if you're seeing through hot weather on a road, that kind of the waves of heat. It kind of does the same thing with the olive oil. So we should hear a nice, there we go. That's what we want. And since this is a stainless steel pan, I can use a metal spatula. And we'll get the onions going. And while I'm doing that, or while that's working, the chicken's marinating. Clean up the workstation a little bit. And let's start getting the zucchini process. This cilantro's already done, so we won't have to do anything there. And what I'm wanting to do is cut the zucchini into about similar sized slices. We're not going to brown this a lot because it's just going to be a quicker meal. Usually I would caramelize these onions and kind of slow cook them until they turn really golden brown and just really wonderful. So I've essentially taken the ends of the zucchini off, cut it into 4 pieces, and now I'm going to cut these thin. So using that same technique, knuckles against the knife, and you can also do kind of the lever technique, where you keep the knife tip on the table or on the board and just keep opening the hinge there. Just depends on what you're comfortable with. So I will move those out of the way and finish this up. If you want, if it's easier, just take one section and you just kind of keep moving your fingers down the vegetable. Carrots are a really good thing to practice doing this kind of slicing on. If you wanted to make it a little easier even more, you could just slice this into a smaller piece so there's less to go over. That, or do it that way as well. So let's look at the onions now. They're starting to get a little translucent or be able to see through them. So I'm going to add, let's put a little garlic in here. Quick way to get garlic processed. Pop it out of the skin. Make sure you get all the skin so you're not chewing that. Give another little crush there. Quick mince. Oh, got a little more of the skin of the garlic is like eating paper. It doesn't chew real well, and it's not very tasty. So let's avoid that if we can. I'm going to give that a quick stir. Still have it on kind of a medium-high heat. And let's add the zucchini. Now I'm going to turn this up a little bit to get that going. Oop. A little snack for the dogs. I don't think they like zucchini too terribly much. Okay, and in the meantime, I'm just going to move this over to another burner on high heat. It's a smaller burner, so I've got it up pretty good and high there. And I'm going to throw a little salt in there. A little pepper. And, oh my gosh, we're doing kind of an Asian idea. A little sesame oil. I love the smell of sesame oil. You don't need a lot. That was maybe a little too much. Dogs aren't hungry, I guess. So that's going to kind of do its thing over here while we turn the pan on here, getting the chicken going. And remember, one technique that you can check to see if a pan's hot is put your hand over it. Don't ever touch it. But if you can't tell there, just take a little bit of finger, and if you see it, you can hear it sizzle, and it hits and kind of skitters. That means the pan is nice and warm. So, we're just going to lay this down. You hear that sizzle? Means the pan is good heat. I'm actually going to turn that down a little bit. Because if you get the joy of hearing that smoke alarm go off you're one of the lucky ones. That's the way I look at it. Okay, so right now everything is working. We're gonna take a bit of a break, and when we come back, the zucchini should be just about done. I'll be stirring that a little bit. The chicken will be probably about ready to turn over, and then we will get ready to plate up and have dinner. Okay, we're back, and just give this another toss. Like I said, we're not browning this. We're just doing a real quick meal here. It's going to be really tasty. And then I'm just getting ready to flip the teriyaki. And the teriyaki glaze is just kind of getting glazy down here. Their edges are white around the chicken. It means the bottoms are all cooked. It's a good time to turn. I'm going to turn it down a little bit and add just a little bit of moisture so that all that sugar in the teriyaki doesn't burn on me. And it'll still continue to cook while we still have a nice gooey, crispy top here. While that's working, I'm going to add a little of the chopped cilantro that I found. Oh, we love cilantro. So this is sesame, cilantro, zucchini. If you have a lot of zucchini from your garden or all your friends are giving it to you because they can't use it all, great recipe. And give that a bit of a flip while this is cooking. And we're probably about a minute away, so we're going to take another pause, come back, plate this up, and make this look pretty and appetizing.
You're on.
Okay, excellent. We are just wrapping up here. Let me give the zucchini a quick scrape on the bottom, make sure nothing's burning. That is ready to roll. Turn the heat off. Now, come on in a little closer. By adding some water, now you can add chicken stock, things like that, but this is a really strong, teriyaki is a really strong flavor and salty, so I didn't want to add too much. So by adding a little water and just kind of moving the chicken around, it got all those nice little, I'll call them burnt bits, but or caramelized. That's where a lot of flavors develop. So it got all that off, so now we have a pan sauce actually. Let me try that. Oh yeah, that is yummy. So now let me turn this off, and let's put this on a plate and make it look a little appetizing. So a lot of times you'll just kind of put things on one side. So there's zucchini on one half, and then I'm just going to take 3 of these tenders. Oh man, my old chef would kick my butt right now. I am just really nastying up this plate. Sometimes you got to put things down a couple times. So let's get our little towel here. And while we were on break, I just sliced up a couple limes. And let's maybe do this. So this is kind of fun stuff if you're having friends over. Really simple, nothing fancy about this. Let's make them all go the same direction. But it's just kind of cool. And then, since we love cilantro, I'm just going to add a little cilantro across the top. Maybe a little bit on the chicken. And you might even mince this up a little more. Somebody had kind of half chopped this from the weekend. And there we go. So let's see, what should we call this? How about teriyaki chicken with sesame zucchini? What do you think? Would that be something you would enjoy eating? And it took, what, about 12 minutes? 15-ish. I'm getting the signal from my director. So simple cooking for a simple lifestyle. Just kind of come home. If you have some key things started and a few sauces and a few vegetables sitting around, you can cook you can cook something every night. And a couple questions I have for you. Just, you know, how many times do you eat out? And so I may add this to the segment. How many times do you eat out a week? And put those in the comments, because then if I know that, then I can help, really help me start designing some videos to really work towards what you're looking for and how I can support you in your goals for a simpler lifestyle through simple cooking. So then also the little red button below this is a subscribe button. If you push that, I won't, but the YouTube will send all the new videos as I post those. They'll send you an email, so you don't have to necessarily keep coming back to look for them, but I'll just notify you that way. So love to see you again, and make some comments, ask me some questions, would love to answer them, and we'll see you next time.